Here we go. Hello, everybody. My name is Natalie. I'm instructor of Neurographica, and today we have a Q&A for advanced algorithms. Thank you so much for joining, and I'm ready to answer any questions. If you can share, please, what classes have you watched? What drawings have you submitted? And if you have any questions.
I just did class 3 of the neuro sketching, which I absolutely love doing. I mean, I was actually surprised myself with doing that particular picture, because even though I liked my scarf, I didn't like me at the beginning. And as I did it, I came more into focus. And I think it's helping because of the soul awakening class and the trauma class is helping me, give me a different perspective also. So I'm really glad that I'm taking all 3 at the same time.
Wonderful, wonderful, Carla. And your drawing is amazing. I'm very good about the realization, very glad about the realizations you did and insights you had. So very happy for you. You're really moving forward. I see you drawing a lot from the other 2 classes. So it's great. All the time you're spending and working, it's wonderful.
I did have a question. Melba, I think, had brought it up with her last Q&A about this dissolving yourself. And I know you said, oh, maybe you're overthinking it. But when I think of dissolving, I think of you're getting rid of yourself. Like you don't want to see yourself anymore.
Okay, so it's so yes, you're a little bit overthinking it. The thing you're dissolving is your ego, your perception from the past, the way you've been taught from your childhood, who you are and what you have to do, and everything that you knew from the past about yourself, and all this chatter that you have in you. We all have little chatter in the mind. So this false you, this this one is dissolving, and that's what is the goal when you draw the self-portrait, is to dissolve little by little. At first you are not able to, a lot of people, not you, but I'm saying that somebody who is just starting, what I see normally, it is hard to do. It is hard to touch it. It is hard to even draw a line. And then you start connecting with it and connecting with it. And little by little, the drawing doesn't look like yourself, doesn't look like a face, doesn't look like it is, because things that are coming are not who you've been so far, who you are used to be presented in the world. Like you are a woman, you are Carla, you are sister or daughter or whatever, and you look beyond. You look beyond and you look beyond until you get into the point where all these labels, all those labels go away. And then what Melba noticed, reminded us that Anna said, is that then you are free to create your new self, and you draw, and you can draw a goddess, or you can see a goddess in your picture, and this can happen simultaneously. There is no straight like recipe. This is first, this is second, this is third. It can happen in pieces, in layers. It can happen one in front of the other or simultaneously, but that's the goal, And you've created partly your identity already with your drawing, your new identity. And you can continue with it and see where it leads you, because on your drawing it's still a very like visible, the outline of the picture, and at some point it may be dissolved and maybe never dissolve, but then inside of you lots of things will be changed.
So then it's good to go back maybe later and re-look at the picture as I'm going along through this process.
With this one, you don't go back to your picture, you start a new one.
A new one, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
With this particular one. With others, you can go back and look and add, but with this one, you just start anew, and your lines will be already more free, will not be rigid, will not be, how can I say? You will not have any resistance to, you should not have, I'm saying. For the second or the third drawing, it should be easier and easier just to infuse your portrait with neural lines and continue with the steps.
For the last class, I came up with this brilliant idea, but I'm not so sure if it's that brilliant. But I kind of wanted to do a collage of myself from baby to childhood and on up, and make a collage and then work with that. Has anyone ever done that, or is that not wise to do?
Yes, it is possible to do collage and then do neural lines. We have a class with collage. It's called wish board, I think, or wishing board, where we create a vision for the whole year with different relate on as a collage, and then we add neural lines to infuse it with our psychic energy. But you can also do for this class as well several pictures and work through them. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm done. Sorry,
Good.
Melba.
Thank you. Good questions. Thank you.
Good. Yeah. So I have, I've been through the fourth lesson, and I actually stopped on the second exercise. I had chosen my parents as that role model, not necessarily, the connection person. They're both gone, but just kind of thought I just want to pay some respect, a tribute, and it was such an emotional experience for me that I just stopped with the second drawing. I mean, I just only continued it all the way through and just worked on it. I haven't done any other drawings. As a matter of fact, I just actually uploaded the drawing this morning. And so my topic too, this was just so incredible. I just want to do a number of my other family members this way. And I didn't get my map done yet that I had, my shadow images of a map, and on a gorgeous little chapel that's in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, is the building, or that I want to do, and I'm not there yet. And there's so many things in the bonuses that I haven't touched, so I'm feeling like this has been such a rewarding course. For me, I always felt in a live class that I was just kind of being wrung out, just pushed, pressured. When I started doing Neurographica way back when on YouTube on my own, it was always a very slow, meditative thing for me, an exercise for me. And I'm watching it and I would stop it and I would repeat something that was said, or I would give myself enough time to catch up before we start the coloring or whatever, you know. So it might take me 5 hours to go through a 2-hour class, you know, but I'm drawing on at the end of that, then I just have a little bit of, you know, fine touch, you know, the touch ups to do. This, the challenge of drawing, you know, especially the second class that we're drawing on the time schedule, just really knocked me out of the water. I just like, okay, I don't have to see the image. I don't have to know what I'm doing. I just have to put the lines on the paper. And when I started doing that, my whole process began to speed up. Also working, I think, with some of my issues. You might remember a drawing I did very early on in basic that just was line over line over line. And I spent like 12 hours on this one drawing, and it was actually like 2 drawings in one. But that one was on my trust of my memory. And I have realized that has just kind of faded away. I was always too afraid that I was going to forget something important or not remember a step. And so I would stop and take notes. Everything had to be noted and just worked on as it was happening because of that trust issue. My mother had vascular dementia. And so that has been a fear for me that isn't there anymore. And that's huge. That's really huge for me.
Wonderful.
So this course has just really changed so much in my life, or should I say, the accumulation of everything that I've done with this course on top of it, you know, it's just opened up so much ease. So much ease with Neurographica. And you probably remember I was like, Neurographica was this huge thing and I was this little thing and it was so big and I couldn't get away from it, you know, and I didn't want to get away from it, you know, but there's just come an ease with that. And so that rush feeling and pressure feeling to do it and get it done and do it on time and don't forget the important parts has been dissolved. And I am just able to enjoy the process. And it's very gentle in comparison to what I was working under, it's awesome. Yeah.
Yes, congratulations, Melba. This is a great accomplishment. I'm very proud of you and very, very happy for you.
Thank you.
Fantastic. That's huge. Both of you, Carla and Melba, you're doing so, like, you're progressing. I see your progress and it's very impressive. Very, very good.
Yeah.
I love looking at Melba's stuff. It always inspires me. Her colors and everything just bring me joy when I see her colors and the way they're blended and stuff. So I always get a lot out of looking at Melba's pictures. When she did her parents, do we dissolve those also?
With parents, it's differently. You work to depending what your topic is, and maybe you are just finding pieces that you have forgotten and restoring them and connecting. It's more about connection and more about finding the true meaning of what was it there. And you could completely dissolve it, the same as the portrait, or depends how it will go for you, depending what, yeah, Melba.
Yeah. Carla, I think had I done this drawing of my parents 20 years ago, I would have dissolved my father for sure. You know? And my mother would not be portrayed as she was today. But that was, again, my perception based on things that I had not been able to let go of at the time. And so I mean, I can remember when I was in my psychic classes, I was putting my father in tutus and all kinds of stuff, you know, just to you know, to calm down his energy, to back him off, you know, to make him something that could be light for me, that I could laugh at or giggle at about, you know. And so I think depending on where you are in your relationship mentally with your parents, you would have that, you'd have that desire to either honor that or to dissolve it. Yeah.
Yes, I had a feeling that Melba was, when she drew her parents, she was drawing like examples for her life, like seeing support and seeing the values there,
Yes.
instead of dissolving any problems and
Yes.
needing to harmonize something. So it will depend, very well said, will depend how you feel and what is the purpose of the drawing. Good. Great, wonderful. Okay. So positive, so so good. Okay.
So good. Carla, I have to say that, you know, thank you for the compliment. I find you inspiring. I see you. And sometimes you feel, it seems that you're hitting yourself, you're hitting the wall, you know, and you just are like a tennis ball or a basketball, you just bounce right back and then you go again, you know, and your persistence is something to really be admired. And as you do that, I'm just seeing you break through so many walls. And that's really very inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a hard road, but I've never been one to give up. If I had given up, it would have been a long time ago. And yeah. I'm 66. I'm not giving up on anything. I'm not going to leave this world and go, why didn't I? I'm not going to leave with regrets. We all have regrets somewhere down the line, no matter what. But I don't want to leave with the big regrets, you know? Like, why didn't I take the time to do this? Why didn't I take the time to say, I love you? Why didn't I take the time to say, I cared? Why didn't I take the time to look at myself and say, you were worth every last penny you put into yourself, so to speak. I'm not talking monetarily. I'm just talking, you know, through, I don't know what you would call it. But there is no way. And I look at Neurographica, and I was talking to Tatiana this morning, and I said, I'm 66, and in my head I'm going, what the heck is going on here? I'm not comprehending how much is coming out, and where are these little file cabinets in my head? And the drawer just opens up by itself. I'm not opening the drawer.
Yeah.
I don't even know it's there. And it was really hard with the trauma class because my PTSD kicked in, and I went through 2 days of a lot of hard times. And then I said to myself, wait a minute, this is not what this is about. This is to help me get beyond that. And once I did, I saw that it wasn't the trauma itself, it's all the after effects. And that's what I'm working on now, is the after effects of everything, if that makes sense.
Yes, Tatiana made reference similar to that, you know, that she showed us on a chart, first something happens, then we think about it, then we start to emote about it, and then we may take actions based on all that. It's just that the way it rolls, you know. And so when we don't deal with the trauma as it happens, then we're going to have those file drawers in our lives, you know. So
yep.
Yeah. I have 2 years on you. I have lots of file drawers too.
And Nat has been wonderful. Her guidance from the very first class up to this point has
Yes.
helped me really look at my drawings and pictures and what colors and how things are affecting me. And Anna, I think in class 4 talked about when you're coloring, you can do the flow
Yes.
of your color, and it would flow like she was showing. It would flow to her son, I think she was talking about. And
Mhm.
so the flow of the color was going to her son. And so I started noticing, how am I coloring? And I realized that I was always coloring from the bottom to the top. Everything flowed from the bottom to the top. So I felt like I was pushing from the bad energy and letting it go out the top to the good energy out in the universe. If I always say, does that make sense?
Yes, uplifting. Yes, yes, yes. If you remember from neurocomposition, when you have diagonal, this is ascending, or going from the vertically from the bottom to the top, this is something that you grow. So whatever you're growing, and then the other diagonal descending, you are reducing. So right there, Carla. Yes, very good. Very good. Amazing. Yes.
That's all I got.
Very good. Great. What was I gonna say? Thank you so much for for your kind words, and we are here to help you. But without you, so you're doing the job. The big job is done by you, because Neurographica is very hands-on. It's experiential, and it is practical. It is a practice. You cannot just watch the class or just listen about it. You need to do it. So you've been doing it. And I've seen many times when people are just suffering and having problems and just having a lot of resistance and not continue, just seeing the resistance and cannot go on, which you are doing. You're pushing and moving on, which is when you have a resistance, when you have something that is hard for you, when you have like mental, I'm talking about mental things, it is a sign that you are having some changes. And from status quo, all your past has been something that you're used to and already got comfortable with. And now you're not comfortable. You feel that there is a change happening. And all you need to do is just follow the steps of the algorithm and do it again and do it again and clean it one more time. In meditation, they say that you go to the water and you put your dirty rag in the water and you wash it once, you then put it again, you wash it twice, and you just keep on repeating it until it's clean. But this is right on the right path. Whenever there is resistance arising, whenever you feel something is heavy or hard, you're right on, because if you are just smoking and drinking wine, you cannot change anything. It's not gonna happen. All you do is just suppressing or not being aware. In that state, you cannot change anything. You need to be aware, and you need, it's a hard work, it's a practical work. And so great.
I'm not very good at meditating because I don't like to sit still, you know. I mean, yeah, it's hard for me to sit still, but Tatiana told me this morning that she wanted me to meditate on 0 for at least 25 minutes. And I made it to 30.
Wow.
Congrats.
Which was
Yay.
awesome. I mean, when you take and look at 0 and you want to start over, that 0 becomes so powerful. And it's like, that's why I came up with the collage kind of drawing I want to do, is because I looked at that 0 and it's like, I'm ready to start brand new and over. It's
Yes.
time.
Yes. Beautiful. Yes, and Neurographica is changing you. So that's a way toward meditation. A lot of people cannot sit still, and a lot of people cannot stop the chatter. And a lot of people, if they sit still, what happens? Well, your mind, your subconscious mind starts showing you, okay, this happened, that happened, and that happened, and that happened. And you go look at this and say, oh, this is horrible. No, 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 no. I don't want it. Okay, I'm gonna go do my usual stuff and not look at not look at those things. And so that's why meditation is hard, and especially people with PTSD or with something heavy, it's very hard to overcome and just sit and face those things. But with Neurographica, you have this tool that brings you support and joy and balances out the hardship. It shows you there is a good thing, and you can do it, and all you need to do is just keep on drawing.
There was a woman that I watched on YouTube. She's a psychologist, and she was talking about CPTSD, chronic post-traumatic stress disorder, and she was talking about the parts of the brain that actually shrink, like your amygdala actually shrinks really small when you've been in a traumatic state for an extremely long time, but that could actually be brought back. I wanted to write her and say, hey, have you ever checked out Neurographica? It might help some patients, because this is what's happening with me. Now, I can't tell you what's happening with my amygdala at all, because I've never had a brain scan or anything like that. But I remember a psychiatrist that I had many years ago, and other psychiatrists put him down because he was right on track with talking about the brain and extended trauma and what it does to the brain, and no one wanted to hear it. And now they're doing studies, and it's like, he was right on all the time, and no one would listen to him. So I'm really glad that I had that particular psychiatrist at that particular time. But I do think I'm going to write this woman and tell her about Neurographica, because it might help somebody.
Yeah.
If it helps somebody, what's to lose? There's nothing to lose, except if you don't know about it, you can't bring the attention to people, and she might even want to pursue it for herself. So yeah, I'm going to write her about it, because I think it's well worth the time to do that.
Good. Tell her to look for certified instructors of Neurographica, because there's a lot of people who are not certified, and they
Yeah.
tell different things, which are not.
No, I would definitely tell her that she would need to be certified in it. That wouldn't be an issue for me, because I believe in going through the whole thing. Even though I'm going through the whole thing, I don't want to teach it. I'm retired. I'm done with my stuff. I did hospice care, and I love my patients, and my patients love me, and so did their families. But it's time for me right now, and that's what I want to concentrate on, is me.
Yes, good. And I'm glad that you are able to do it for you, and because you have this time now, and you are fully dedicated it to the one right thing to do, not wasting it, not just ignoring it. You are in, and you said investing, you are investing your time, your energy, your attention into one thing that matters the most. And it doesn't matter at what age, because I believe we are more than physical, but physical things affect the rest. So whatever you're doing, it's not in vain. It's totally worth it.
Yeah, I think so. And you too, Melba, it's worth it.
It's worth it. It's worth it. It's the only thing for me right now. I mean, and I can't see myself going back. I can't see myself without it. There's been too much change too fast. There's been a lot of energy invested, but I have invested the same amounts of energy in other practices and have little to show for it other than the discipline of doing the practice, And so, yeah, this is completely rewarding, and it's also so amazing. Like, it's almost every time I finish a drawing, I'm going, wow, look at that. And it's like, and not just look at that, feel that. You can feel the changes in yourself. I mean, I was sharing the other day that when I was working on the heart chakra and the throat chakra, I was having physical sensations in those areas. And that totally amazed me. And I've been one my whole life to do what has to be done, regardless of how I feel. Physically, mentally, emotionally, anything, if it has to be done, you just get in and do it, And so I ignored my body a lot. And Natalie, that was the other thing that I didn't say earlier that I so appreciate about being in these classes, is that your constant attention, and so is Anna's, and I see Tatiana and Mariana, the same, is you got it. It's, how do you feel about that? What are you thinking right now? What are your body sensations? It's constant. It's with every step of every algorithm that we're checking in. And so I find myself going through the motions of what I have to do in the outer world, going, what am I thinking? How do I feel about that? How does my body feel when I hear that person say that? It's contagious? No, it's innate. It's just how it ought to be. And we so much have lived without that, because that's not something that our parents taught us. I didn't have anyone in my life teaching me that. I had people saying, well, don't worry about that. Don't think about how you feel. Don't worry about that. Don't consider that. Just just do this, just do that, and that's how we're raised. And this is so totally contrary to all that. And it's such a gentle process and creates a gentle lifestyle as a result. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mel. But this is what I call intuition. You're getting the goal of all those courses. The goal of Neurographica is not to produce drawings, and it's not like to learn each and every algorithm. It's what you said. It's preparing you to live the life that you're meant to live, and have your intuition awaken, and you being aligned, aware of what is going on with your subconscious mind, what is going on with your conscious mind, being present and being connected to all of it, being in touch with your guidance. And this is
Mhm.
how you do it. You need to be aware your body is part of the psychosomatic structure. The mind and the body are one, actually. They're not separate,
Mhm.
they are one. And we need to be aware of all of it to utilize the system and to be guided and to live fully functioning lives. This is how to do it. This is the way. This is teaching you how to live your life.
Are you going to be doing the class with the homeopathy?
Yes. So it's still in the works. Still a lot of things to be done, but probably what we'll do, we'll have a pilot program, pilot classes, and figure things out how to do it. Because I think homeopathy is very complementary. It's an energy medicine, and it's very complementary to Neurographica. And I already have people experimenting with both of them. We just need to see how we structure it so it's more beneficial for the students, even if they don't know anything about one or the other. Even if they're beginners, we want to make it so it's not overwhelming and it's still powerful and it's with a lot of benefits.
I'm looking forward to that. I think it'd be awesome. I've done a lot of study in those areas, so when you mentioned it, I was like, no, she's kidding. And I got all excited.
Okay, I'll keep you posted then. I'll invite.
I've been in the medical field my whole entire life, so to expand and move beyond medical, and move your mind out to more open things is awesome to me.
Yes, okay. Definitely, I will invite you into the pilot program for sure to have your feedback, and it will be great, especially if you have experience. And I already,
Awesome.
yeah, looking forward to it. The other thing I'm thinking, which probably not going to be for you, Carla, but is the mastermind for businesses. So people who want to develop their business or grow their business or start their business. And now is the time where people will need it. A lot of people will need it. And so that's another thing. So lots of projects. I hope I have time for everything.
You came back from meditating to lots of projects, huh?
Yes, I was able to stop my mind and dissolve my body into meditation. And now everything is starting to grow anew.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. I think that's neat.
Yes.
Very good.
Well, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Carla. And Melba, if you don't have anything, shall we close?
No, just appreciation.
Thank you.
You can do this, Nat. I know. I watch what you do. Your hands are, your fingers are in everything, but you obviously have drawn it all out so many times that you're just moving through it. You can do this.
Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I really enjoy doing it. It gives me, every time it gives me so much joy to do it. And so I'm grateful for that. Absolutely. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, ladies. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
evening. Tomorrow, if you can join Anna, if not, there will be recording for
I will be there.
Is it tomorrow
I'm
or
going.
Sunday?
It's tomorrow, Saturday.
Tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, I'm signed up.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Have a nice day, evening.
Night.
And
Bye, Carla.
this will be the
Bye,
last
Melba.
Q&A.
Have a good
But
evening.
this will be the last Q&A for this month. I have one supervision to do, one more supervision to do for album 4. And I will give you a week from today to do it. And if you are not ready, just let me know, and there will be separate albums for people who don't do. And then we'll start again in March with a new series of Q&As.
May? In May?
May.
May?
Oh, okay. It's May.
Oh, she had 2 months before I said that.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Wonderful.
you, Natalie.
Bye,
Bye.
Natalie. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.